right at the screen here, which is probably fine because that's what I'm going to be looking at anyway. Regardless, let's start off with some housekeeping. One, let's make sure that all of my streaming services are up and running. And then we will go ahead and talk a little bit about what we're going to go ahead and do tonight, which is basically a tutorial. Good Lord, I feel fat tonight. Oof. Alright, a couple things. Let's check first. Is Twitch up and running? You can find me twitch.tv /Tapatch. That's me. Indeed. And then we will go with, make sure Twitch is running. It looks like it is. Sweet. Perfect. We will check out my YouTube channel. Make sure that's up and running, which I really don't care if it is or not. And screw it, let's just check Facebook as well, make sure Facebook is up and running. And then again, yep, Facebook is up and running as well. Okay, cool. So, what are we going to talk about tonight? We are going to talk about multi-streaming and multi-cam streaming. And what we're going to be using, iPhones. All the iPhones. I actually have 3 of them. Don't ask why, I never get rid of stuff. Anyway, so this tutorial, for lack of a better word, is going to take a few things as assumptions. Number one is that you already have OBS set up on your laptop, computer, whatever, and you're at least familiar how to get a webcam and basic audio setup up and running. In my case, my audio setup is kind of stupid. I'm not going to lie. This is an SM57 run through a Focusrite 18i20. Don't ask me why I have that level of interface. I don't record drums very often. That would necessitate an 8 input item, but I do. So, fuck it. Let's keep on moving through. So, why are we doing this? There is going to be an event, paintball event, one-on-one event, much like the Go Sports stuff that's been going on down here in lovely South Carolina, where we are going to go ahead and record it and put it up on the Facebooks, the Twitches, the YouTubes, whatever have you. And it was brought to my attention that, how does somebody go about getting multiple cameras, multiple camera angles, and, maybe even why, how do I use it? Why do I use it? My big thing, over there, the guitars. It's awesome to be able to see, look at somebody here, have a camera focused on a headstock, do this, that, and the other. So, yeah. Question now, how do we go about doing that? Let's pop up OBS and we'll talk about OBS a little bit. Number one, here is OBS. As I'm going to move this kind of out of the way so I can see my chat. Down here is your scene capture. We have 3 inputs right now. This is my video capture one. This is the webcam that I'm using. We've got audio input, which you can see by the spectrograph here. You can see my voice going in and out, all sorts of stuff. And then the display capture, which actually, as you can see, it captures my screen, which now you can look into the infinite. Pretty cool as well. What was I getting at? Anyway, so how do we get our phone into here? Cool little app. And all this is free, by the way. This is the best part, is free 99. We are going to open up on our phones a website called obs.ninja. Boop, boop, boop. And I will do my best to show you what this looks like on my crappy webcam because I cannot actually stream my phone screen directly. But we'll do this. Once you pop up OBS Ninja here, ooh, God, that's gross. There is this middle box here, which actually I'll just read it off to you. It says add camera to OBS. So we're going to go ahead and add this camera. It'll pop up that little modal window that says would like access to microphone and camera. Yes. You can now choose whether you want the front camera, which is this camera, or the rear camera, this one back here. For our purposes, so I can continue to watch it monitoring, I'm going to go ahead and leave it on front camera. Doesn't really matter. Leave it on the iPhone microphone. We're going to turn all that stuff off because we've got our main microphone here regardless. So, there is, in the middle of the screen here, man, like I said, I wish you could see this better. Oh, yeah, you can. there's that green start. We'll go ahead and hit start, and it is going to give us a new URL up top here. This URL, I am not going to say it. Well, actually, you're going to end up seeing it anyway. So we are going to add a browser item. I'm going to go ahead and say add existing. Doesn't really matter because we're going to overwrite these anyway. Nope, I didn't want to do that. We're going to go ahead, add a browser item. We will create a new one. And in this URL, we're going to go ahead and put HTTPS because it is a secure link, obs.ninja /view. And then here's the magic of it. It's going to give you this, question view. When you use this, it gives you a unique GUID. So in this case, ZJQYRV. I'm assuming this is case sensitive. And then it's going to give you width and height. I haven't done anything to adjust that, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as it is. And now, let's mute ourselves. Okay, cool, because otherwise you're going to get double audio. Now you can see me through camera number 2. So we will go ahead and throw camera number 2 down here for right now. I want to make sure that it's backwards. So, I'm sorry, it's backwards on the phone. It's correct on my screen. So you can kind of see there's a slight delay. I mean, not enough that it's really going to matter. At least for our purposes, I think, half a second, if that. Anyway, put this wherever. Let's go ahead and set this up here like this. Purchase for the new year. Camera mounts. Because that's not going to work. All right, screw it. Anyway, process is going to be the same for, it doesn't really matter how many phones you have. We'll go ahead and use another one real quick. That was an iPhone 6s, just for purposes. Going to do this again, obs.ninja. Add your camera to OBS. Would you like it to allow front camera? Yes, microphone. Click start. And we're going to remember to mute the microphone this time. Again, it's going to give us another code. So we go back here, choose browser. We're going to create a new browser session. Now, the reason that I keep on creating new, since this is all created on the fly, these codes are unique to each time. So you might as well just create a new session and then periodically go out and delete the old ones. I am not aware of a situation where it gives you the same GUID that you could keep on using the same items over and over and over. All right, there's the GUID for this session, 800 by 600 again. And did it pop up behind? No, did I put the GUID in wrong? I probably put the GUID in wrong. So let's edit this. Properties. It's because that's a 3. All right, 3B, F, N, capital U, and U. Okay, cool. Boom, cool. So we'll put this one, I don't know, down here maybe. Doesn't really matter. Somewhere. We'll put it over here. It'll be pretty. Okay, cool. So now in this scenario, we've got over here, we've got over here, and we've got up front. Again, like I showed in the video, the only thing to remember, mute the mics on each, otherwise you're going to have a whole bunch of feedback. So now what? Now's we get to do all the cool shit. Couple things. Man, oof, we're going to hit the gym January 1st. It's going to be real bad. Oof. I am going to... Well, we'll leave the screen up. A couple of things that we can do. So what about branding on your stream? So you're on Facebook, whatever, you want to add like a watermark. We can go ahead and we can add an image here. Create a new image. Browse images, pictures. I'm just going to grab something at random. What is this one? What's under screenshots? It doesn't really matter. Well, actually, let's go grab something. Let's go grab something from the intertubes. Let's go grab... Let's go grab my logo. I don't know why I don't have this saved somewhere, but copy. I actually want to save image as, save it, pictures, and we will save it as tape patch. Cool. We will go ahead and go back, grab tape patch. All right, now we have our own little logo here. We can throw it up in the corner. This is like specifically for my buddy Jake. He's got his Bearded Work streams that he does, his auto-cockered tuning, etc., etc. You just brand your items up here. For the event, we're talking about timers and whatnot. I do believe there are actually timers built into OBS. If we go back down here, I think we can do... Is it some sort of source? There may be a source that you can actually just put a timer in, or if you want, we could do like we can actually do just a direct website. Like, so if I wanted to show the Google, actually I could just do this. So I can add a new browser item, browser 6, that's fine. We'll just go ahead and call this google.com. Google.com, Hitch Tips. Cool, now we actually can go just outright to Google and we can add that. The reason I bring this up, you could just build like a jQuery timer or something along those lines and throw that directly up on the screen. Pretty much limitless as to what we can do in this scenario. So that being said, again, multicam streaming, videos, all that fun stuff. So I'm going to pop up my Facebooks just to make sure I'm not missing anything, because my chat is doing chat things, and we can talk questions if people have questions. Also, it's awesome to have a spare laptop over around the corner too. Come on, Facebooks. All right, so Jake had a question. Oh yeah, no worries, man. Again, that's why we're here. So again, questions on what we're actually doing. We'll go ahead and kill this browser item here. Again, the things that this takes into account is, one, you have to have OBS installed. OBS is a free piece of software. Windows, Mac, and Linux, doesn't really matter. And what else was I going to say specifically about it? We can talk about the input capture. Actually, let's go ahead and talk about audio real quick. So OBS can do audio input in multiple different ways. One, you could actually go ahead and we'll use the camera right there. That's the webcam right there that I'm using. Simple, effective. I think it was like 25 bucks. No big deal. It has an onboard camera. You want to use that? No big deal. The video that you saw on Edward's page earlier was the onboard webcam audio. Not great, not bad. In this case, we'll back up here and we can take a look quick at what we're working with. As I said, I am running an SM57. That runs down into just a basic mixing board. That mixing board, what's the word I'm looking for? It provides a little bit of gain, a little bit of boost, and some EQ to kind of give my voice a little bit of a lower end, even though those who have heard me know that my voice is not typically this deep. And then that runs back into my stupid audio interface over there, which again, audio interfaces can run you anywhere from like 20 bucks all the way up to, this particular one is like 500, but this is, again, you do like I can record an entire drum kit off of it. So not necessary. Point being, once that goes into OBS down here. Again, that's where this is captured here. That's you can monitor all your audio doing that way. For Edward specifically, he had asked about multiple different, what's the word I'm looking for? Multiple microphones. You can use that mixing board. You can throw as many microphones as you want. That one happens to have 4. You could just run that into an audio interface and, you know, put as many microphones as you want. What else? What else can we talk about? I'm trying to think off the top of my head here. Yeah, I think that might be it as far as the streaming items. So if no other questions, then I might kill the stream for this evening. And yeah, I'm glad I was able to do this. Again, as soon as we have more information about the event itself, I will be happy to post what I can about it. I'm always happy to help. Other questions around streaming items, again, I'm always happy to help with those. But yeah, that was my mini tutorial for the night. You guys stay awesome, and we'll catch you next time.